Vind je mijn video's leuk? Help me mijn doel te bereiken. 20.000 volgers op YouTube. 20.000 volgers op TikTok. 2020 en 2020. Subscribe please! Hi, welcome to Jovie's Home. I post new videos every Tuesday and sometimes Thursday. Today, I want to share with you, it's kind of like a little bit of an update on my inburgering or my journey of becoming Dutch. And that is an experience that I had where I tried to be Dutch direct for the first time in my life, and how that went, what came about, and how I feel about it now. So if that sounds good to you, why don't you come on in, kick off your shoes and stay a while. I'm really glad you're here. Okay, so today's Dutch word of the day is actually going to be a sentence, and it is I felt scared, or I was scared, because that's how it feels to try something new sometimes. So, ik was bang. I like this word in Dutch, bang, like scared, bang. But yeah, ik was bang. Ik was echt bang. So, you guys, as just a little bit of background, I have completed my 5-week inburgeringsles course at ABC Dutch, and here is my certificate. I'm so excited. I have reached the taalniveau Nederlands A2. But this is not a language video. What I want to talk about is how going to Dutch school and learning Dutch has inspired me to maybe try a little bit of being a bit more Dutch in my thinking or speaking, and the experience that I had with that. So, so what happened? I had an interaction with somebody, and I wanted to ask them for something scary, something that I've never done before, something atypical of what I would say or do, something that is not really in my character or nature, but I had this feeling inside of me, and I just felt like I have to say it. I have to say it. And I wanted to say it directly, but it took me a few steps to get there. So in the first, this was like over messages, and it was not like an in-person Dutch directness. It was a text conversation. In the first text that I sent, it was a little bit like a mix of my American style of like being more reserved, but also trying to be a bit direct, but not direct enough. So then when this person replied, the response was like, well, I don't really understand what you mean. So then I was forced to really be like, oh, it's gonna be direct. I really need to ask for what I want in a very direct way. So I had to put on my like big girl brave pants and just be like, okay, this is what I want. And oh my God, it was so terrifying to put it out there like that, like to actually say it so directly. It was very, very scary. And then I waited for a response. And I received also a very Dutch direct response. And the response was negative. It was not, the response was very nice and polite, but I wanted to answer yes, and I got an answer no. So I thought, oh, okay, here we go. I put myself completely out there. I made myself it felt very vulnerable to say it in such a direct way of what I felt and what I thought. And then I got this answer of no, and I was like, okay, what do I do with this? Like, it didn't feel good to get the answer no, for sure. But I really learned something about myself in this moment, and that's one of the reasons that I really wanted to make this video, because in trying the Dutch way and actually just saying what I want and putting myself first, and just saying it as it is and not sugarcoating it, or not trying to say it in an indirect way, just being very clear and very direct, that felt very empowering to me. And so although I'm not like happy that I got a no from this person, I'm super empowered and I feel so proud of myself that I was brave enough to try. And I just feel like this whole new world has opened up for me. I want to talk about editor Dan for a moment, because he is really one of the people, well, he is the person who helped push me over the edge. So in my text conversation with this other person that I was having, the response that I got back was direct, but I was already thinking, ooh, how do I respond? What does this person mean in this message? How do I approach this person based on what they said and how they said it? And Dan, he said to me, Jovie, don't think about that. Why don't you just say it? Say what you want and not try to decipher what this other person is thinking or meaning or feeling. Just say what you want. That's powerful. Like, I thought, yeah, I mean, like, here he is, 17 years old, this Dan, just like giving amazing life advice. So yeah, it was incredibly powerful and incredibly empowering, and I feel great. And I feel like this is something that I'm gonna do more of. Putting myself first, or my thoughts and my feelings first, does not invalidate the other person. It does not bring them down. I'm not doing it in a way, of course, not in a way that is hurtful to someone else, but just, it's a stupid example, but this is what I mean. Like before, if I wanted to have an apple, I would say something like, hey, what do you think about some fruit? Maybe it's nice to have a piece of red fruit now, or what do you think about that? Would you be open to eating a piece of red fruit? Or how do you feel about that? Blah, blah, blah. And instead of just saying, I want to eat a red apple, you know, like it took so much energy and effort to tiptoe around the fact that I really wanted a freaking red apple, you know? And to just be able to say it, I want a red apple, feels strong and it feels great. So yeah, that is my experience with being direct Dutch or trying Dutch directness. It definitely helps now that I have a bit of the language, you know, in place, and I can decipher what maybe some of the meaning is in Dutch, given the words that I definitely now know more of. But I just feel like the Dutch have something figured out, you know, that I didn't, or that I needed in my life. And so if you yourself are an international person, or maybe you have been raised like me to just be very careful and tiptoe around what you actually want or what you actually feel, I want to encourage you to not do that. Like, just say it. Just say it. I want a red apple. That is what I want. And see how you feel about it. Like, what a gift I have been given through this course and through now challenging myself to try to be a little bit more Dutch direct, because wow, I feel like a new person. I feel like a new woman, and that feels fucking great. So yeah, that's the story. I hope you guys understand like where I'm coming from, or what I felt like, or tell me if you've ever tried Dutch directness and how it felt for you. Let me know in the comments. And if you yourself are Dutch, like, does this seem so weird what I'm saying? Or can you recognize it, like the hesitation, or do you ever feel nervous to just like say your mind or speak your mind? And just, yeah, I don't know. I want to know, what is your thoughts, or what are your thoughts about being direct, and how do you feel about it? And do you guys ask, maybe possibly would you kindly be considering maybe to have some kind of red fruit, or do you ask for that apple? I want to know. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being here today. I hope you enjoyed this video, If you did, please give it a like, maybe subscribe. We're trying to get to 20,000 subscribers by the end of 2020, so please help us out if you like, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!